everyone, this is Shirabhi and welcome back to my YouTube channel, that is my booktube channel, The Caffeinated Reader. I hope you are all doing very well and are in great health and happiness. So in today's video, I'm going to recommend you 5 non-fiction books which are beginners friendly. So readers who are going to try non-fiction for the first time can also read it, and avid readers may also try it if you haven't already. Note that I was not a very non-fiction kind of a person few years back, but I realized the importance of non-fiction in our life when you get the life lessons of an 80-year-old man or 60-year-old man or someone who has seen life, or you get some advices on how to make your life better and all of those things. So when you know that you have things to know from people who have seen life more than you, and they give you advices and all of those things, or write things from their perspective, the do's and don'ts and all of those things, you know that you are getting a better treat towards life. So keeping all those things in view, the do's and don'ts that the authors give through their books, the message they want to convey you, non-fictions are a must thing, I feel, for everyone out there who needs to better their life in every aspect. Choose a self-help book that resonates with your life struggles and you want to know more, and do give it a read. So for my part, I would be recommending you 5 books today, and without any further delay, let's get started. So the first book that I want to recommend you is this book, The Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. I recently read the book and I really loved it. So Viktor Frankl is the person who brought out logotherapy in the psychoanalysis or psychology. I am not sure the branch classification. So he is a man. He survived in concentration camp for 3 years. It is his struggle, how he lived those days when hopelessness was the only thing constant, and amidst all the hopelessness, amidst all the brutality and massacres and everything going on there, how he kept hope alive and made it to being the survival people who came out alive from there, and how hope is the only thing that leads you to achieving the greater things in life amidst all the turbulent times, amidst all the negativity and everything. Hope is the one thing that keeps you alive, and it is his struggle, and how man's search for meaning ends and also gets started with hope. Once you lose hope, you don't have anything, and I feel it's a very good book for a beginner too, because he talks in a common man's language and there is no literature kind of language, as I mean to say. And yes, and it is very short to read too, so the thickness of the book is also not an issue, and it's a non-fiction and it's a classic in the non-fiction genre, and I really loved it. I would just read out the synopsis a little. Viktor Frankl is one of the outstanding classics to emerge from the Holocaust. Man's Search for Meaning is Viktor Frankl's story of his struggle for survival in Auschwitz and other Nazi concentration camps. Today, this remarkable tribute to hope offers us an avenue to finding greater meaning and purpose in our lives. So yes, definitely to give this book a read, and I really loved how he didn't give very aesthetic picture of hope, but rather the practicality, the difficulties that arise in keeping hope in times when things seem totally in the abyss, and how to overcome them and how to keep yourself afloat, and think of the good times that can happen, or the good things that you can do in life. So yes, the first recommendation is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. My next recommendation is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle, I am not very sure in the surname. So yes, The Power of Now is a book I read last year, or probably last to last year, and I must say it is one of the best books I have read till date in both fiction and non-fiction genre. Of course in non-fiction, but if you summarize it in the best books collection of mine, I would definitely say The Power of Now is one. So in Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle talks about how now, or the present moment, is the only moment you have, and when we think about the future and the past, it all leads to the chaos we have in our lives. Now it is a very simple thing, and almost many non-fiction books delving into spirituality or other self-help books talks about this thing, but he doesn't restrict himself here. He includes psychology, so sociology, then astronomy, astrophysics and astrology, and many other things. In fact, all of the branches which can be connected in this atmosphere, and I really loved it. This was a very effective book in my case. I remember it helped me stay motivated and hopeful and positive for a very long time, and in fact today too I remember fragments of the books and it just motivates me. And Power of the Now is one book I would suggest everyone to read if they are not. So definitely do give this book a read, and I have not seen many people talk about this book, so I would highly recommend you. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out. So my next recommendation is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Now my third recommendation is this book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Now if you are an old subscriber, you already know that I have recommended this book in the very short reads of a couple of months back. I made a video like the books you can finish in a day, and true to the fact, it is a very slim book, as you can see, like not very thick. It's a very slim book and near about only 50 pages, so it's like you can finish it within an hour even if you want to. But I would tell you, if you are a beginner in the genre of self-help books, or even if you are a person who is feeling very stressed out and all, or in anyone in general, like even if an avid reader, take your time with the book, because this book is so good. Like in this book Mr. Allen tells the game the mind plays in shaping your future, your present and everything as such. It echoes the tone of spirituality while saying that mind is the master, and how you should be very careful about how you think, how you act, and be very careful about our entire karma system. And he makes you convinced that yes, it is your mind that you need to be very careful about, because it is the thing that shapes you, your future, your actions and everything. So all the things that we do, all the things we see and all the things we believe in, it actually starts from the mind. And if you can't control it, you cannot control anything in your life. And it is more than that, of course, but this is the basic crux of the story. And yes, if you haven't checked this book out yet, I would highly recommend you that do check this book out. And yes, the third recommendation was As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Now, my fourth recommendation is a book that I have recently read again, and this is this book called Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life by Hector Garcia and Francis Mirel. Now, even if you are not a bookstagrammer, not a booktuber, but like a person who reads a little bit, even you will know about this book. At least you will know the basic idea of this book. So there is a valley in Japan which is known as the Valley of Longevity, and the people there are like very happy, and they remain motivated, and they are like every time happy and joyous, and they live to like unbelievable ages like 110, 20, etc. Like it is very true, and they have made quite some records in that. So what is the secret of living so joyously? What is the secret of their longevity and all of these things? This book discloses all those facts, and I would like to show you a Venn diagram which is done here, as you can see. So the point where everything unites is where your Ikigai is. So the people of Japan believe that there is always a Ikigai for every man out there. Ikigai means the reason for your existence, which makes you jump out of your bed and do things, which makes you look forward to the days or your moments, and how you can make your every moment count. And that is the whole story of Ikigai. And in this book, Hector Garcia and Francis Mirel gives you many ideas and ideologies which you can adopt in your daily life, and which you can practice, like many Japanese tricks, many Japanese actions, many Japanese workouts and all of those things. And not only do they confine to Japanese self-help activities, but also to other countries and other races, tribes and other cultures and their tribes also, and other cultures, and how they practice their ways of remaining joyous, happy. And they also discloses some facts about why some rites are done, and why are some traditions followed, and what is their cultural health benefits, and all of those things. A very easy flowing, a very good book to read about. And me personally, being very obsessed with Japanese literature, Japanese vibes, it was a treat to my heart, soul and mind. But yes, even if you are not a very big fan of Japan, do give this book a read, because these corona times have really proved to us that a healthy body is everything that we require. And here they tell us the diet of the people of that longevity valley. I forgot the name, maybe I'll leave it in the screen here. So yes, how they live to that ages and how they remain joyous and everything of this. So yes, do give this book a read. It is a very good book, I felt personally. So yes, Ikigai. Now my final recommendation for today's video is a book I have already recommended once, and I would like to recommend it again for the reason that this video is a beginners friendly non-fiction recommendation video. So keeping in mind the people who would be reading it for the first time, or maybe people who have read only a few books in this genre but would love to continue their exploration in this, I would like to recommend you this book called The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. Now I don't need to give introduction about who Anne Frank is, because we have already learnt about her at least during our school days. Maybe a passage or two we have got in our English classes and so. But even taking the scenario that you don't know who she is, Anne Frank was a Jewish girl who went into hiding along with her family members during the Nazi rule, or when the concentration camps were coming into operation. She and her father, mother and sister, if I'm not wrong, they went into hiding, and it is there that she wrote her diary every day. And sadly enough, only before 2 weeks of the liberation, she died in one of those concentration camps where she was taken into because of wait, let me see, she died there because of bodies of both girls. She suffered from she suffered from some disease there, and so she died there. But yes, and after the whole liberation took place, her father Otto Frank found her diary, and it is then he published the book, and we know it as The Diary of a Young Frank. And this is such a heartwarming and at the same time heart-wrenching book, because she talks about her troubles, both internal and external. Internally, she was a teenager, so she was also facing things and viewing things in a different light. She was having constant struggles with her family members and ideologies and thoughts, and externally there was the fear of their mass murder because of the Nazi rule. So there were constant struggles. There were days when she longed to see the clear blue sky, which we take so granted for, and there were days when she cried her heart out because she was not able to enjoy her days of being in the transition period from a child to a teenager, and from a teenager to a lady, because these are the times which are testing period for any person's life, and at the same time they give you memories, both bitter and good, but they are the memories you cherish for lifetime. So there she pours down her heart in the diary every day. She writes it. Maybe someday she misses it when the troubles are higher, both internal and external. And then there was a small little love story that was blooming, but that got ended because of her being taken away from there, and the entire family being taken away. But yes, all in all, she was a very delightful person to know about, and in fact she wanted to be a writer. And though she couldn't be one in the actual sense, but today, like the way she would have wanted to be, but as destiny has it, she is a writer of, like, her diary is a book she has written, and we all know it today. So if you haven't checked this book out, do check this book, because it is so heartwarming and it will make you so humble and so grateful for the basic of the things you are having, because during those days and even today in many places people struggle to have those, and they feel these as luxuries. So yes, that was for the recommendations part. Coming to the positive quote of today, the positive quote of today is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit," by Aristotle. And it is so true. Our success is what we continuously preserve and do, and what we continuously make it a habit. Success is not a one-night achievement or a fortnight achievement. Success is what 1% of the things you actually do every day, because success is not 100% in a day but 1% every day. So yes, that was it for the quote part. So if you have liked today's video, do like it, comment what you liked, what you think I could improve, and share it with your friends, family, close ones, and everyone you think would like to watch it and would be benefited from it. Subscribe to my channel if you love whatever you see here, bookish stuffs of course, and my blabbering and every bookish recommendations, hauls, videos and everything. So yes, do like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the good things that's necessary for me and for the growth of my channel. Till the next time, bye bye.